Hello, dear friends. Today, let's check the questions and answers of Didi. The first question: what was Shaheen's first impression of orphanage? Shaheen Mistri doesn't remember how the orphanage looked, but she remembers the orphanage where she saw crying children, laughing children, quiet children, and screaming children. She was confused. She visited the orphanage on weekends as she was curious to know more about the life in the world. Second question: why does she say that life was not perfect during summer vacation? She says that life was not perfect during summer vacation because her summers were spent between the orphanage in Jakarta and trips back to Mumbai. In Mumbai, she volunteered at the Happy Home and School for the Blind. She found a lot of iniquity in India. Next question: what was the search Shaheen had in her childhood? How was India answering it? The search she had in her childhood was the search for the purpose of life. She was being challenged to find her identity. India was answering it because in India she found many children begging on the streets for food. She wanted to be part of making things better for children. Next question: what do you understand by the expression manicure reality of my university life? Manicure means caring for the fingers and nails. Manicure reality is polished reality. As one who has studied in India, especially in the crowded Mumbai, the author felt her university life in the USA was manicured, highly polished. On what conditions did Shaheen's parents allow her to stay back in India? Shaheen's parents put forward two conditions in order to allow her to stay back in India. The first one was that she would get admission into a good undergraduate college in the city, and secondly, she would go abroad for her graduate degree. How did Shaheen get her admission to St. Xavier's even when the admissions were closed? She entered the principal's room through a side door, as she was not given an appointment to meet the principal. Before the surprise principal, Father De Cruz, she said, "Father, my life is in your hands. I want to do something for the children of India. I don't know how, only that I must." The principal asked her a few questions. He got impressed and she was admitted. What was the condition of Mumbai slums? The condition of Mumbai slums was horrible. The slum once Shaheen walked into was a sprawling, low-income community which was a maze of small alleyways. It was full of life. Some 10,000 people lived there without running water, no system of waste disposal, and shared 6 dark cubicle toilets in one alley. Next question: how was Sandhya's life different from that of Shaheen? Sandhya's life was utterly different from that of Shaheen. Like Shaheen, she was also 18. Sandhya knew no English and Shaheen knew no Hindi. But Sandhya, wearing a sari, smiled, laughed, and chatted a lot. Sandhya's home was smaller than the bathroom of Shaheen's house. What is the basic principle of Akanksha Foundation? The basic principle of Akanksha is providing underprivileged children with opportunities for learning. Akanksha wants the classroom to be just a safe place for the children where they can forget, at least for some time, their troubles at home and study and also enjoy. Akanksha came into existence in 1991. It started with 15 children. Now it has 3,500 children with 58 centers and 6 schools. The children are taught, apart from English and maths, values, self-esteem, and confidence. Next question: what did the volunteers teach at Akanksha? At Akanksha, the volunteers teach the unprivileged children basic English, maths, and values. They molded the poor children, the students, with self-esteem and confidence. What kind of difference do you think Akanksha must have brought in the slums? Akanksha brought a new light to the lives of the children of the slums. Now the slum dwellers know the importance of education. They also know the importance of hygiene and decent living. They have the confidence that they too can rise higher in the society with education, determination, and hard work. Akanksha has provided people with hopes and dreams. Next question. What kind of problems did Shaheen face when she settled in India? The academic system in India was totally different from that of the US. So she decided to learn more from outside the classroom. She felt shocked seeing the pathetic state of slum children. She desired to help the underprivileged children of slums by educating them. But finding a place to set the ground was a big challenge for her. She went to 20 schools, asking them to give a room just for 3 hours in the morning to teach these poor children. All of them refused. Some thought the idea of teaching underprivileged children was too revolutionary. Some thought the children would spread diseases to other students. A principal of a reputed school even said that the glass bangles worn by the poor children would scratch their fine desks. Finally, when she was about to give up, the principal of Holy Name High School in Colaba agreed to give her a room. That was the first Akanksha Center. What was the iniquity that she found in India? She found a lot of disparity existed in the lives of India. In a city like Mumbai, there are huge mansions of the richest of the country and also dirty slums where people live in the worst conditions. One of the slums she visited was a sprawling low-income community where 10,000 people lived without running water. They had no system of waste disposal and shared 6 dark cubicle toilets in one alley. She says the house of Sandhya was smaller than her bathroom. From her air-conditioned car, often she saw children begging in the streets. She saw a large amount of food being wasted at a friend's party. On the other side, she did notice a woman portioning out all too meager amount of dal and rice for her family. Why do you think the principals of different schools refused to give a space for the children from the slum? Shaheen Mistri approached about 20 schools asking them to give a room for just 3 hours in the morning to teach these poor children. All of them refused. Some thought the idea of teaching underprivileged children was too revolutionary. Some thought the children would spread diseases to other students. A principal of a reputed school even said that the glass bangles worn by the poor children would scratch the fine desks. Shaheen refers to Indian education system as bookish. Comment on this. Shaheen says that the Indian education system is bookish compared to the European system of education, which provide academic rigor and intellectual stimulation. Here we lay stress on book learning, making students bookworms. The examinations check our memory and not our competence in doing things and personal skills. Theory is given much more importance than practice. Shaheen realized that she would be able to learn more from the city than from the classroom. Next, you have to write a job application letter, which is always used in public examinations. If you are asked to write a job application accompanied by a resume, it will be a question for 8 marks. So here you have an example for a job application letter in which you are applying to the post of an English teacher. Okay, here you have a model. Notice the model of the letter and study it very well.